behave, find your spark, laugh out loud, light the dark, my happy home. Where the heart can roam, roam, roam. Stories, laughs, and truth we show. Welcome home to my happy home. Happy home. Happy home.
I don't know. You just People just complain all the time. It's almost like uh, a job. They should be getting paid for it. They complain so much, and they love doing it. And they say silly things like, "Oh, I keep attracting the wrong type of people," or "All these men ain't ish," or "All these women are so toxic. Why do I keep attracting and pulling this energy into my life?" And every time I hear people say things like this, I just want to lean in and say to them, "Sweetie, it's not about who you attract, it's about who you continue to entertain." The fact of the matter is that you can't really control the attraction. You're going to attract people. If you're beautiful, smart, successful, funny, magnetic, you're going to pull attention from all different directions: the healed, the broken, the faithful, the cheater, the builder, the freeloader. Attraction is inevitable, you know? But here's the kicker: entertainment is what's intentional. It's not about who steps into you, it's about who you let stay. And I think that's the point that people
I'll give you an
continue. Example, uh, you ever have somebody like slide into your DM and you knew instantly this is not it? The way they came at you was already a red flag. Maybe it was how they talked, maybe it was the arrogance, maybe it was just the vibe. But instead of hitting block, you replied. Maybe you were bored. Maybe you wanted the attention at that time. Maybe you thought, what's the harm in this? And then fast forward a few months, and now you're stressed. You're drained or crying, talking about, how did I end up in this mess? Well, the answer is you entertained them and you shouldn't have. You knew from the start that this was not the energy that you wanted, but you still participated in the connection. We love to act like heartbreak comes out of nowhere, but 9 times out of 10, you saw the storm clouds before the rain fell. You saw the signs. You just hope that you'd be the exception. But here's the thing: red flags don't turn green just because you want them to. Now, the question is, why do we entertain people that we know just aren't good for us? You have to be honest. Sometimes it's for the validation, that little ego boost that feels good. It's not love, it's just dopamine. You're addicted to the attention. And then other times it's loneliness. Empty space, empty space feels heavy, and you don't want to always sit in silence. So you might settle for the wrong person because being with somebody, anybody, feels better than being alone. But I'm going to tell you that being alone, while it may be uncomfortable, being with the wrong person is worse. That is suffering. That is the slow death of your peace. And then there's the real deep one, your unhealed wounds. If you grew up around dysfunction, sometimes chaos feels like home. Some people think that they're just attracted to bad boys or toxic women. No, what you are is drawn to what feels familiar. and your nervous system has confused anxiety for chemistry. You feel butterflies, but really it's just your
Factor
body
in.
the scarcity. That little voice that kind of creeps up on you and says things like, oh, good men are so rare, or good women don't exist. This is as good as it's going to get. So, what do? You settle. You water down your standards. You tell yourself, well, at least he has a job, or at least she's better than my ex. But settling isn't love either. You are now in survival mode, and survival mode is going to rob you of your joy every single time. The truth is that good partners are not rare. They're just invisible when your energy is all tied up in entertaining the wrong people. You can't recognize what's meant for you if your time is already invested in to the thing, people, places that are consistently draining you. So let me be practical. If you want to stop entertaining the wrong people, you need to rise to a better status in within yourself. You need to raise your filter, up your standards. Stop asking, do they like me? And start asking, do they fit into the life that I'm building? Because some folks like you, but they don't like you enough to love you properly. uh, you could say that maybe they're keeping you as a placeholder. They don't like you enough to invest, to grow, to build. They like you for what you can do for them and not necessarily for who you are as an individual. And if you don't filter that, you'll spend years entertaining someone who was only supposed to be, I don't know, a 2 week lesson in your life. And sometimes the reason your blessings are delayed is because your seat is still occupied by someone who was never supposed to be there. The universe is like, I can't send you what you deserve because you won't let go of what you settle for. Here's the bar: your standards are the bouncer at the door of your life. Attraction lets everyone line up, but entertainment decides who gets to come in. If your standards are asleep on the job, then every clown who's standing in the line is going to waltz in, and suddenly your life feels like a circus. But if your standards are strong, if you learn how to protect your time and your energy, your peace, you're going to stop living in that chaos and start living in alignment. So the next time that you want to say, oh, I attract the wrong type, just stop yourself and ask yourself the real question of, why do I continue to keep entertaining the wrong type? Because the attraction is inevitable, but entertainment, that's where all of your power lies. And if you can master that, your life will stop being a revolving door of nonsense and start being a sanctuary of peace.
Can't myself